Alrighty, good morning. So we're back at the Skyline. We're going to hit the boot today. It is a mess in here. So we've got a bunch of loose wires, bit of surface rusting. Thankfully this hole hasn't rusted through yet. It's actually in very good condition, surprisingly. We'll clean this all up, clean up some wires, possibly get it ready for a fresh lick of paint. We'll see what we can work with the weather today, because it will be raining in 2 hours, so we might move the other Skyline out and get this one under the garage. Thankfully it's not raining today, so let's see how it goes. And yeah, we'll make some good progress, tidy it up, because there's no way we're driving that on the road with the wires exposed like that, the batteries hanging loose. I don't want to short circuit nothing, I don't want to blow any fuses and chase it for days on end. So better fix the problem before we start properly driving the car. Yeah, we'll get another set of wheels for it as well today when it starts raining. Sell the work wheels, they're very nice, but make some money back on the build so we can put more towards mods and getting the car reliable, driving well and mechanically pristine, and then save a bit more for paint. And yeah, all right, let's hit it. Definitely the no sugar flippies, 100% the no sugar flippies. That's how you start your morning off. I generally like to start my morning off on a no sugar monster. I reckon the no sugar monsters are better for morning, and then the flippy in the Arvo just gets the blood going, you know what I mean? Really ups the horsepower. It's like hitting page up on a laptop on the dyno. All right, let's clear this stuff out. Get rid of that. It's even plugged into nothing. Not too happy about that fuel hose either. Okay, so in our boot windings, this hose pretty badly split up over there. The skin peeled off pretty easy, and I noticed it had this clamp on it, which is not a factory Skyline clamp, and it doesn't look like it'll even clamp up onto this very well at all. So we're going to replace this section of the hose, put a joiner, place this and another clamp, just so it doesn't leak any fuel, so we get maximum fuel to the injectors, no chance of leaning out, and we can use all the revs. Beautiful. Alrighty, so with this random box doing absolutely nothing, this is still run to power. I'm not too sure if it's still even plugged in. Have a check. Yeah, so it's going straight to the power there, but where's the ground? This is the ground, and this wasn't bolted to nothing. So there's a good chance that this is just dummied. Someone's actually removed it. This is where we're up to with the fuel hose. So we've cut that much off, we'll join it up, we'll put another hose there just to make a better connection, because the clamp that we pulled out was not this. So this is bearable, but yeah, the other clamp wasn't. So replace it with some bezel US clamps, which is like a really high grade, good for trucks and stuff. Okay, now this is the wires that all run for the other kit. It goes up through here. Oh, would you look at that? And then goes into here, and then goes there, and goes here. So this would be a central locking mechanism, and probably an alarm as well, which doesn't work. So we're going to remove this, and there's none on that side either. So someone would have done all this for it just to be removed and only to do one side. But yeah, do keep in mind, if it was a factory central locking kit, I would keep it and I'd make sure to get it working. But when we bought this car, it didn't even come with a remote. So how are we going to access this to actually get it to work if we don't have a remote? It's not worth saving something which is so far gone. And I'd be a lot more happy knowing that we don't have wires like this running through the car. So I'll get rid of as much as the unnecessary wiring that we need, and we have a fresh base to start from. And as well as this, we have to go over this area as well because we don't have a lock. So we need to get a lock, we need to get that all working as well. All right, and that's pretty much what we've removed out. All this unnecessary bullshit, we don't need it. It's all garbage. Yep, and that can go. More rubbish, don't need it. 2 more purple wires. Go back in there and I'll see where these go to. All right. And that just turned out to be an old school amplifier or something. A little split maybe. I think these are splits. An old Soundstream one. In my opinion, out of a lot of cars that I bought, there's nothing worse than someone going through all this effort, running all these lines. Someone might have actually done it professionally, whether it was 10 years ago or whatnot. They would have spent thousands getting all this audio gear done, and then when someone sells a car, they're like, oh, I'm going to remove my sub, my amp, and I'm going to take the little tweeters, the little splits, whatever I can, just to save $1. The sound system sits on the side, no one ever ends up using it, and then you're left with a bunch of wires like this. And me, as the buyer, when I see wires sticking out like this, I'm going to say, mate, there is a problem with the wiring room and it could cause a lot of problems. Thankfully for us, they weren't actually connected and they weren't live, or most of them, but that gave us a good discount off the car. So bear in mind, if you've got sound system and stuff in your car, just leave it if you're selling it. Put $1 or $2 on top of the price. There's no need to leave all this messy stuff to save a system which you never use, you know. Beats me. It's already looking much tidier now. And we've still got all the stuff there, but a lot of the wiring's gone now. It's almost ready to start rubbing back. Just noticed someone appears to have had a reverse camera here. Seen this wire here and it's not connected to anything, and don't know if you remember, but this was the head unit as well, non-existent, with a bunch of wires like this. So someone would have went through all the hassle to wire in a head unit, or someone just to cut it out to save $100 on their next car and to cause all these wiring gremlins. And imagine having to go over all that to try to get another head unit in to save a couple bucks. Beats me. Yeah, so we'll pull this out as well. Alrighty, now so for this part, we're going to get the wax and grease remover out. We'll clean the floor, see whatever surface we can get off, whatever surface rust, whatever you want to call it, what we can get off the boot floor, see if we do have to paint it or not. Yeah, if we are, then we'll get the wire brush out, start wire wheeling whatever surface is on there. Yeah, we'll get this puppy out. Couple of raggies, get rid of some of this rust. Right, let's give it a crack. Right, as you can see, it's a lot better. A lot of the surface stuff did come off. This is actually on the metal. It can be saved. So might as well just show you. We'll run it over. We'll run it over with the wire wheel. Smash that, and then yeah, just tape up the edges. We'll give it a quick lick of paint. Shouldn't take too long. The weather's looking good. So yeah, let's do it. Let's give this thing a fresh little lick on the boot floor. Alrighty, so stage 1 rust removal done. Not going to go overboard and strip it all back, but just cut out most of the rust, give it an extra couple of years of life. It's actually one of the most better ones that I've seen. I'm so surprised. I expected this one to be one of the worst. So some of the cleaner Skylines, especially the KR4 silver ones, have horrible boots. Rusted. If you own a KR4, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is how it looks now. It's not fantastic, but just enough prep. We'll give it a wax and grease. We'll tape up the edges and we'll give it a dust, a couple of dusters of matte black. We definitely don't want to do a gloss because it will stand out too much. Yeah, so we'll use an enamel paint to add more protection. And yeah, we'll go from there. Let's go. Alright, we'll give it one last wipe, let it dry, tape up the edges, and we'll start painting. Alright, so we're just going to put a light top coat on. Durable enamel anti-corrosion coating. This is not a restoration, this is just a top layer. So yeah, don't hate on the bodgy job. So I'll just do a couple of light coats just to wear it in. Just to give it a nice sticky platform to work with. Some of the spots we'll just go over just a little bit heavier. Just give it a bit more to dry on. Not too heavy, just do little taps. Nothing too crazy. Just give it a bit more to settle on. We'll give it 15 minutes to dry. And we'll do the next coat. It's all about the light dusties, boys. It's all about the light dusties. Alright. Next coat. Alrighty, so now we've got the boot done, got a fresh lick of enamel anti-corrosion top coat on there. So it's not pretty much paint, even though it is paint, but it's more so just to provide a layer of protection for the next couple of years, so this thing can get a bit more life out of it. It looks better than what it was. For a 2-hour job, you can't go wrong. So there you have it. Fix his fueling issue, so we'll go get some parts and we'll come back. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I do believe it would have been sucking in air through the fuel line, causing a bit of a lazy start. Done. Alrighty, so we're back. We got a brass fitting for our fuel hose. That will tap into the old hose from the section which we've cut, which wasn't worn or stressed. We've got some 5/16 hose as well, which we can use to extend it. So we'll put that in there and the old one through there, and we'll put that up. Yeah, you should be replacing the whole line, but I refuse to drop the tank, especially when the rest of the hose is just good. This is just pretty much misuse of the multi-grips or pliers, whatever you use when you're trying to take off the fuel line. All the stress ends up ripping the thing, and wrong clamps as well can do that too. So one problem out the way. Let's finish it off. Push through one end, looks like that. Now we'll cut that off, and we'll use that for the fuel hat. We'll use this side for the fuel hat, and I'll push this into the old hose. Alright, so that's one down. We'll get that in that way. So I'll pull this tape off. Get our new hose. That will go into there, but we'll first get a hose clamp on that. Once that's in there, we're going to need about this much hose. Alrighty, so we've got more than half of that through. Any more than that's going to be a nightmare. Thank God it's a large one. That should be our fueling issue fixed. Let's see if she starts up nicely this time now as well. Now we'll whack this battery back in and we'll give it a test start. Let's get the fuel pump primed up. Probably have to prime it a couple times because that was the fuel line that goes to the engine. Seems good, can't hear any hissing. We'll check this one here at the back. That feels nice and dry. We'll go one more prime. Nothing from there, nothing from there. We'll give it a start. That's actually heaps better for a car which hasn't been properly serviced in so long. Beautiful. So yeah, not too sure if the fuel pump is rusted or the sock is damaged or there's no sock there, because we don't have any fuel readings on the dash. It's not very common where the cluster doesn't work, but I do believe it could be the wrong cluster in there. So we'll do a bit of trial and error for that. But all in all, I think the boot is pretty much done. We still need to get a battery mount, a nice bracket just to secure it down. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the boot. We'll just bolt that hat back down. Sweet. I don't know why I was using the ratchets, a little ratchet before, when I could have just been using the gun. Alright, now we've got the problem of the boot not closing, so we're just going to raise these boot locks, this one, and maybe drop this one down a little bit, but we'll start here and just see what it does. When supposedly the boot doesn't open, which is what the old owner thought, there's a little latch here. Flick this bit down, that's your lock. Alright, now it doesn't open. I've got to flick this open up there. And up. And now we've got our boot open. Easy as that. It's going to be pretty much it for the boot for now. A few little things I want to finish off, like just the way that this lines up and a few little knickknacks, like the battery tray. Interior, we are stuck because we're waiting for interior bits and whatnot. So let's go underneath the bonnet and yeah, let's see what we can fix up. This looks alright from up top. Notice that we've got a bit of a power steering leak. They've used some bodgy hose clamps. It's like way too big for what it should be used for, and underneath doesn't look too good either. We can stop having that power steering squeal. At least the colour's pretty decent. But yeah, he would have had to top that up, so that would have been pretty fresh, because this thing would just keep leaking power steering fluid. Alright, we've got some more bodgy wires here. So we've got this. We've got this. That's been tapped into like 55 times. See where that leads to. I might pull this washer bottle out. Definitely do need to get a cap for that. Need to clean that up, because yeah, that's just bodgy. We do need to get a AC fan as well. That's missing. There should be one bolted up right here. Yeah, definitely missing a front mount. But all in all, the strut towers are clean. Rad support's pretty clean. This is just chilling down there. The charcoal canister's just hanging around. This side's clean too. Alright, so I'm curious. I want to take this off. I've seen the fuel filter, looks like it hasn't been changed, and I can sort of smell that, like that really old fuely smell coming from here. So I got a good feeling it's going to be putrid. There was a random ground wire in here as well. Remove that. So yeah, let's see what she does. Oh shit. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. I don't know what's worse, the color of that fuel or the color of these little dress up kit Allen key thingy majiggies. Buddy loved green. Buddy loved green. If he took a few painting lessons, fuck it would have actually maybe turned up alright. Alright, now that we got the fuel filter off, it was obvious that it was disgusting. But let's see really how bad it is. There's not too much black, surprisingly. So I think we're gonna have to test out and see how yellow the fuel is. If it is gonna be very yellow, then I believe that we might have a rusty fuel pump. So I'll chuck this in, we'll give it a start. Yep. We've got a putrid tank. So we need to clean all this out. Yeah. Fuel pump might go as well, being that it's circulating all this. Hopefully it's not rusted out. But yeah, we just done a full tank of BP98. Oh, it smells foul. Putrid. Disgusting.